I live in a country where winters get really cold. I'm talking -10, -20, snowy and dark days, and the kind of weather that makes you want to stay under a blanket all day. I know it looks pretty, right? But it's not the best for walking. And because I work from home, I started noticing how little I was moving. You know that feeling when you've been sitting all day, your back hurts, your energy is slow, and your brain just feels foggy. But going outside isn't really enjoyable either during winter. So I decided I needed something that would help me be more active. And that's why I ended up buying a foldable walking pad. I wanted something compact, easy to store, small enough for my apartment, and ideally something I could use while working or watching TV. So after a few days of comparing models, I finally ordered one that fit my budget. Now, I've been using it for a while and I want to share the honest pros and cons, if it's actually worth it, and a few things I wish I knew before buying. So first, why I bought it. Like I said, winters here are long and cold. Going outside for walks every day just isn't realistic or comfortable. And when you work from home, your step count can be very low. And I didn't want to force myself into intense workouts, and I don't really like to walk in the gym. I just wanted an easy way to move more, maybe even while I work or just watch favorite TV shows. Something that fits my lifestyle and doesn't feel like something I have to do. And the walking pad made the most sense. You can walk while watching YouTube videos or watching a movie at night. It's the easiest way to get your steps in without having to go outside in the cold. At least for me. Some people like more running, some people would like a bike, and that's fine. But for me, I chose the walking pad. I specifically chose a foldable one because I don't have a lot of space. I have a very small apartment and I wanted to be able to fold it and push it away when I'm not using it and when I don't need it. And that was the biggest selling point for me. And if you live in a small apartment, you need all the space necessary. So what I love about it, because there are a few things that genuinely make it worth it. First, it's small and minimal. It fits perfectly under my desk or even under the bed. It's easy to move around or put together, and I only store it laying down, not upright. So yes, it does take up some space, and you do need a dedicated corner for it. But for me, it fits perfectly under my bed or in the corner of the room when I'm not using it. Second, the foldable design. At first, I wasn't sure if I'd really fold it up that often, but I actually do it every time because otherwise it takes up too much space in my apartment. When I want to clean or if I have guests over, it's easy to move it to the corner or hide it under the bed. Yes, it's slightly heavy, but it has wheels underneath so you can roll it, which makes a huge difference. I'm not sure if I would like the non-foldable version as much, even though some of them you can store upright, but I think foldable one makes more sense for my home, at least. Third, it's simple and easy to use. You just plug it in, start, and that's it. You can adjust the speed using the remote. Highest speed I think is 5 or 6, which is actually quite fast. But I usually keep it around 3 to 4, which is great for walking and watching something at the same time. And probably lower for working. And when I see it in the corner, it already motivates me to use it. It's either I sit while watching TV or why not walk while I watch it then. So just set it up, put on sneakers, and ready to walk. It's kind of low effort habit that actually sticks, at least for me. Now, let's talk about the things I don't like about it. It is a little bit heavy, but it's expected. That's why it has the wheels to move around. It's not something you want to put away or lift every single day. It's manageable because of the wheels, but if you live in a small apartment and plan to fold it and store it often, it's not as effortless. Second, the creaking sound. Sometimes, especially when I first start using it, after maybe a while, it makes a small creaking noise. I'm not sure if it's because it's foldable or if my floor isn't completely even, but it usually goes away after a few minutes. It's definitely not completely silent, but it doesn't bother me much. It's just something to consider, and honestly, it's either this sound or going outside in the cold and dark. Well, I know which one I will choose. Third, there's no handle. This is something I didn't even think about before buying, but I kind of wish it did have one because it does feel a little bit weird while walking and watching something at the start or looking at a screen because you want to hold on to something for balance. I sometimes hold on to the desk, which is right next to me, or you can use a chair. But yeah, that's something to think about and consider. If you're someone who needs more stability or balance support, you might want to get one that does have a handle. And when you first start using a treadmill at home, it can feel a little strange when you watch a screen. You might even feel slightly dizzy, but you will get used to it eventually. So, yeah, a handle could be a nice addition for safety and comfort. So, is it actually worth the money? For me, yes, absolutely. But it does depend on your lifestyle. If you work from home, sit for long hours, or struggle to get your steps in, this can genuinely make a difference. What better investment can you make than one that improves your health and how you feel every day? I've noticed that I just feel better when I use it regularly. I love walking, so to not be able to walk as much during winter does affect my mood and my health because this gives me more energy and makes me feel less guilty about being indoors all day. But if you're already active or you have access to outdoor walks and gyms, then you might not use it as much as you think. Just because it's a trending product, it might not be worth it because it's still not a magical solution. It still takes commitment to use it consistently. Also, be realistic about the space. Even though it's foldable, it still takes up room, so you have to have a dedicated space for it. If you don't have enough space to keep it out and you'll have to fold and move it every day, that might get annoying. But overall, if your main goal is to move more, I think it's one of the best purchases you can make. And if you're considering getting one, here are a few things to keep in mind. Before you buy it, check the weight capacity. Some models only go up to 100 kilograms, I think. So if your partner wants to use it too, or you might want to sell it later, make sure it fits your needs. Another thing, check the length. I didn't want it to be too short because I don't want to feel like I will fall off. And if my husband sometimes uses it, he has longer steps. So definitely check the belt length before you buy. And start slow. It takes a few days to get used to walking while typing or working or watching a screen. But yeah, it's always hard to know which one to get, but honestly, I just suggest picking one that has the basic features you need and that fits your budget. Because at the end of the day, even the most expensive one can break, and the cheaper one can last for years. So consider your needs, do your research, and get the one that fits your needs and wants. I hope this video was a little bit helpful if you're considering of buying a walking treadmill or if you want to buy a walking treadmill so you know what to look for and what not to get. Let me know if you have one, if you love it or not, or if you regret buying it.